Quick, welcome to Bouqui'S Place. You know what we do? We don't talk about the awards and the ceremony and the accolades. We talk about the grit and the grind. And we bring your favorite people today. I have in the building the prolific actor, the one and only Mofe Duncan.
Hi, Bouquie, how are you?
Yo,
Okay, I'm
it's
settled
so
now.
good to see you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like, I'm so excited. Um, when you called me, I was like, yes, this is good because, you know, damn, our friendship goes way back, innit?
Yes, we've been rocking since the
It
60s.
does. Absolutely, absolutely. It's good to
Nice,
see you.
nice,
So, what's up?
nice. So welcome to Bouqui'S Place, and it's so good to have you
Thank you very
here,
much.
all the way from Nigeria. You in Abuja or Lagos?
I'm in Abuja at the moment. I'm in Abuja at the moment. I'm stuck here till flights can open up. But I'm working here. I'm on a movie
You
set
seem to be making
for
the best of
Halita.
it.
Absolutely, I'm working. I'm filming an Mnet production called Halita, so we're almost done with that.
Oh,
And
great,
once that is done, yeah, once that is
good,
done,
good, good,
then I move on to other stuff.
good, good,
But it's
good.
good. I mean, I see you doing good things. It's good.
Well, we're trying to walk in your footsteps. We're just trying to be like, yeah. Anyway, let's get
It's
into
good.
it.
It's
So,
good.
welcome to Bouqui'S Place. I'm just going to give you a brief intro of what we do. We don't talk about the awards,
Okay.
the wins, and the accolades. We talk about the grit and the grind. We use this as an opportunity to equip people. Someone that has been going through something you've gone through. This is the time to say, hey, buddy, I hand you the baton. I went through this, and this is how I'm dealing with it. It's about ordinary people living
Absolutely.
ordinary lives, doing extraordinary things. So we bring people like you,
Absolutely.
to share your story, and we start from the beginning. Because I know you have one or you both trying to you. So we want to hear your story, and then we'll flow with your time.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. All right, so what do you want to know?
Where were you born, and then tell us your story and how you moved into acting.
I was born in Lagos. I was born in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm the last of seven kids for my dad. My mom has got three. So, I was born into a proper, pedigree. Like, my father was, he's a professor of medicine, born into like, educationist and disciplinarian stuff. My mother is also from a very strict family. She did banking and finance. So, when I was growing up and becoming, a man, it was either you had to do something like engineering or medicine or stuff like that. I did do engineering for a little bit, didn't like it. And then I ended up doing biological sciences, and here I am as an actor. And it was a huge fight going into acting. It was a huge fight in my household then because, I mean, from the last of seven kids, nobody wants. And entertainment wasn't really seen as a job then. It wasn't. I mean, they still consider us unemployed population of workers and stuff like that because when they call you that, you work. You know what I mean? But now it's been recognized more as a profession.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But back then, it wasn't. It was like, you're wasting away good pedigree and things like that. You know what I mean? But to God be the glory. I pulled through. My mom was supportive. In fact, all my family is supportive, and it was a case of, at first it was like, what the hell is he doing? Why is he not being a doctor? Why is he not doing this and that? And now he's like, that's my brother on TV, that's my son on TV. So it's good. It's a good switch, and it's grateful. I mean, I'm really grateful for what acting has done to me personally. I've met some really good people. I mean, look at you. Look what you mean.
I
I met
met you
some really
before.
good.
I met you before you became an actor.
Way before, I know, when I was still, greasy haired and long haired and stuff like that. So yeah, absolutely. But it's been great. It's been a ride, though. It's been a ride. It's been a proper ride. I met a lot of good friends along the way. I've done a lot of stuff. My career has, I almost shut it down for a bit, but I'm here now, and I'm really grateful for where I am. I don't think this is where I need to be. I think I should have a lot more to offer.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot more to teach. I want to really impact the generation coming behind, because I have seen a lot of good people, a lot of good kids coming behind us, and we being here, I am of the school of thought that we have to help them, we have to assist them, we have to educate them, we have to teach them, we have to show them where not to go, because we went through there and we've seen it and know that this is not going to work. So we have to imbibe them, and your platform is also doing something great like that as well, because it's a platform where people can actually explore and expand and learn from those who have been there and things like that. So, I mean, this is my 14th year. It was 2006 was my first action. So
Wow.
I've been here for 14 years now. Yeah, and it's been a ride. It's been a ride. It's been a
Wow.
slow grind. Sometimes you do one job and it takes you right to the top, and then it keeps you there for a little bit, and then you do another job and it takes you further. So I've been grateful. I'm really grateful for the career that I have.
Great, great, great. And we love seeing you on screen. And it helps that you're not that
Thank you
looking.
so much.
It
Right. Bookie, thank you.
helps that you're not, it helps that you're a sight for sore eyes, So,
I appreciate that. Thank you. I mean, with my bald head, this is the look I have to use for this character.
oh,
So once I'm
okay.
done with it, I'll get my
Okay.
hair back, but it makes me look older.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You mentioned something though. You said that you had to stop for a little while.
Yes, so you know how it is now. 2010, I was trying to get my finals done, so I stopped for a little bit. That's in fact more than it was like almost 3 years before I did anything on TV or anything like that. But I was doing more like events. I was emceeing more events and weddings, but I wasn't filming. So my last filming was 2010, 2011, and then up until 2014 when I came back to do Taste of Love. So for like 3, 4 years, I didn't film at all. I didn't do anything, and because I was, in school and I was trying to get that done, and also because I wanted to train and learn about it. So I did go to a school in Victoria where I learned the back end of filmmaking, which is the directing, editing, lighting, and things like that. So I needed to have the language. So I thought that if I'm going to do this properly, I need to at least understand the language. I need to understand when the director is saying MCU, which is a medium close-up or a close-up or a wide shot or off-shoulder. And I think that's really what helps me as an actor. So because I can understand the wordplay, I can understand the position of where the camera is and things like that. And, even naturally you pick this up along the way, because you need to have an invisible line when you're filming that this is where the camera is. You shouldn't cross that. And all those things, being away for that long, trying to learn that. And I was producing shows, even for Stella, producing shows back then. I was learning a lot about how the business end works. And of course that helps you,
Mm-hmm.
as an actor now. So yeah, it was that 3 year period. And then of course since 2014, it's been a roller coaster from there. It's been great, of course when I got married and I was in England, I didn't film as much Nigerian jobs down here, and people thought I'd moved to England and they were not really calling me and things like that. I was filming in England, but with all respect to UK productions, it's not as you don't really get to see them as much as the ones down here. You know what I mean? And they're doing some really good jobs. There's some really talented people, but it's obviously more difficult to break into that bandwidth of I mean, thank God for Iroko and Rock and things like that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty much it. But that also affected a little bit. But when I came back in 2018, I haven't stopped filming. It's been project after project, back to back, and that's been pretty good.
Why did you come back in 2018? Where MC, we see you. What's up?
Hey, Weird MC. Thank you. Such a Loves Caliphate. That's one of my shows.
Yeah.
2018. No, well, I don't know. It's I had a job. I had a job to do, and that kept me on the project for a month. And that was pretty good, because people now, so you're around, yeah, let's film. You're around, yeah, let's film. You're around, let's film. And that's how it's been ever since then. The movie industry is such that you're pretty much as good as your last job.
Mm,
That's how I see it. So
mm.
if you're on a project, you have to gun it. You have to give everything you have on that project, and words of your professionalism and your teamwork and your personality, your character on set will spread to other projects, and that's pretty much how it's been. It's been a domino of referrals, and I've been grateful.
Good, 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 good. You know
Absolutely.
how you said something about creating a structure for the young people so that what kind of structure are you creating? How are you trying to reach them so that they know that
Yes.
they should actually
Very good
take
question.
it?
Very good question. I had planned to. This is coming. This is what I had planned to do this year. I was hoping to step back a little bit from being in front of the camera and not really like directing, but like educating other new actors who are coming into the industry. Because I don't believe that this cake is small enough for those who are in it to finish it.
Mm,
It's an endless pool. And I know that a lot of my colleagues are always like, no, please, oh, I have school fees to pay, oh, one thing. But come on, it's a massive pool. It's a massive, pool of talent. So why not bring other people in it? Why not share? Why not impact your position on other people? I mean, those who know you already know you. Those who would work with you who already work for you. And quite frankly, something that I've learned over the years is if the character is yours, is yours. So I came up with this idea of teaching the young people how to stay in Nollywood, not just be an actor. Because of course, if you can act, you can act. If you can't act, it's going to be 10 times harder for you to break into the industry because your talent isn't there. And quite frankly, no producer has that time to teach you how to act because the money's running. They're
mm,
going to pull you on the set and then, it's there and then when you have to film with, one of the big guns, you now be trying to get your lines or trying to act, and nobody really has that time.
mm,
And if you mess up that one chance, no one is really going to hire you anymore. It's going to be 100 times more difficult to get a call up.
mm,
You know what I mean? So I thought that I would educate the young ones how to stay in Nollywood, which is have the right character, because 50% of your contract is your character.
mm,
You might be the best actor in the world, but if you have a nasty character, your nasty character will go ahead of you.
mm,
And if you're not a team player, like our industry is based on being a team player, having the right attitude, the right character, you know what I mean? Like the right mindset, the right, you need to know what to do, like research, So even if you see a script and the script is telling you something that for instance, like there's a movie that I did and there was a medical term there and I argued with them because I have a medical background.
mm.
I said, this is not possible medically. And they're like, shut up. But at least I told them, you know what I mean? So the young ones need to have the right character to stay in Nollywood, because getting into Nollywood and, Instagram and all those things is peripheral in my books. You know what I mean? And it's the first question why I ask people, like if they say, oh, I want to be an actor, I ask them, why do you want to be an actor? I want to be famous. You missed it. You
Mm.
missed the plot. You're way off. You can be famous if you just put a naked picture of yourself online. You can be famous by giving your heart to a baby.
Mm.
There are other ways to be famous, but if you want to come in here because you want to be famous, then you've missed it.
You've
Because
already missed it.
Nollywood, you've missed it. You have to have the passion first and the drive. That's what really keeps you going. The
Mm.
passion, because it's unforgiving. Our industry is unforgiving.
Mm.
You have long hours, more than any other industry in the world here.
Mm.
We're on set 8 o'clock. Sometimes we will shoot overnight till 4. We'll go and sleep. We'll go and next day game on set till 6, eating tasteless food and sleeping in places that we're not really meant to sleep in. And you're in the car sometimes. Sometimes you get kicked out or disrespected because the owner of the place says, "Oh yeah, 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 all of you go get out." Disrespect
Wow.
you. So it's a lot of disrespect. It's a lot of things. It's hard. It's difficult. And if you don't have the right mindset to understand that, look, sometimes you need to brace it up, and pull through, then you'll fall out easily. You know what I mean? So my idea was to teach the young ones how to have the right character to be in Nollywood. You have to be a team player. It's not about arrogance. You have to be humble. You
Mm.
have to understand, the power of position. Understand what the director wants. Knows when to argue. Know how to lose yourself in the character, because some people say things like, I cannot wear that. Oh, I cannot do that. No, the character is supposed to do it. The character is supposed to wear it. Why are
Mm.
you arguing with that? Why are you saying you're not going to put this on because it's not fine? But that's what the character is supposed to look like.
It's not fine.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we get that a lot, and you know, a lot of. So I was going to teach people. I was going to have two sets of classes. 50 students is all I was looking for.
Mm.
You know, have them. Some work during the weekday. Some will film. Some of them come to the weekend classes because not everyone can come to classes during in weekdays. So that was really what it was. And then at the end of the class, you know, I was going to use those students to make a movie and then pitch it to like a rock or things like that. So at least they already have something to show when they're going out and say, oh, I was in this film. Because that's the major problem that most of them face when they're approached producers like, what have you done? Nothing, man. You know, and they already get shut out. You know what I mean? Because the producers don't have the time for that.
Mm.
And it's quite a bad mentality because there's so much talent down there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so much talent to give out.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's amazing. How do you lose yourself into a character, like you in particular?
That's a very good question. So basically, what I do is when I get a script, I read it like a book. And as I'm reading my character's lines, I'm creating backstories for my character. I'm creating memories for my character. You know, so I need to understand why he does this. And as I'm reading and as I'm seeing, is he a peaceful person? Is he angry most of the time? Is he a cool-headed person? So all these things, something must have made him this way. Someone must have made him this way. Some part of his life. So I start to make those memories of that character. I start to create like a backstory to explain to myself why he is the way he is. And when that happens already, you start to lose Mofe. Because right now it's no longer me. It's not, you know, I'm creating memories for my character. And this is one thing that I was going to teach people and teach students as well, because you have to, so that when you're pulling from a sad point, the character's supposed to cry, you feel the character. You have to create memories of that character at a point in his life where he broke down and he cried or something sad happened. I'm not going to be thinking of my own sadness every time I'm supposed to cry in a movie. I can't now. You know, it's too deep. So things like that, you know, you start to lose yourself in a character. They say, so that way you're now okay for the director to paint. You're now an empty book. The director can actually write, you know, and of course, if the director already trusts you, then he gives you that book and says, okay, yeah, define the character yourself, and which is usually what happens. And then you start to say, can I wear glasses? Can I hold a book? Can I have a lollipop? Can I have a toothpick? Those are little things that he forges, that I will forge, you know, and say, okay, this is how my character is. Like when I was doing Sons of the Caliphate, you know, I had to be a northerner, and I don't know what it is to be a northerner, you know, except for my friends and things like that. So I had to start tapping into things and, you know, making backstories for my character and, you know, creating a mood for him, creating some kind of arrogance for him, you know, and why was he arrogant? Just because, you know, he was a rich kid and at the end of the day, he doesn't like his dad and things like that. So all those little things which kind of fine tune you and you kind of lose, because I'm not an arrogant person, but I had to play it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So you have to lose yourself in the character, and it's a skill that is practiced. So these are the things I was going to teach the younger ones.
Wow, amazing. Did you know that when Diana, hi.
That is online.
Did you know that when I left Nigeria, I went to Hollywood and I did acting, production, and script writing?
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm
I didn't
listening
know
to
that
you
at
and I'm
all.
like, oh wow, I'm in class all over again. Tell me how, because what you're talking about is becoming one with your character and losing yourself, right? How do you purge yourself from a
Yeah.
bad, from a very terrible, it doesn't have to be bad, but you know, like maybe you've had to cry or something. How do you pull out from that mood when you finish it, and how do you purge yourself?
Um, hold on a second. Hi, Jenny. I see you, baby. Um, so basically, what I do is, man. So I learn the other person's lines as well. Okay. So if I'm a scene with you, Bouquie, I will learn your lines, and so that way I'm not just delivering lines like a newscaster. I can hear you. So, and also I know what you're going to say already, so I can already preempt in my head. I can already build up the emotion because I know what you're going to say. And this really helps because if I know your lines, it prompts me to have my lines. So it's not just easier, but it's not just a thing where you just learn your lines and then that's it. No, because then you now start to deliver lines or you start to drop the lines like a newscaster. So in a scene where I have to cry or whatever, you have to feel it. And sometimes when you practice it, when I practice it before I go on, I don't feel it as much. But when the scene comes and we're taking the lines and the energy is right there and I start to burst out, it's difficult to sometimes get out of it. I shot a scene once and it was such an emotional scene. It's one of the worst I've done in terms of like breaking away from myself, and I couldn't film anymore. Like, they had to shut me down for like the whole day because I wouldn't just stop crying. I was so broken. I was so depressed after that scene. And the movie is showing now. It's called Lion in State. But throughout the whole film, my character was in tears because he lost his wife, and so the whole movie, I was depressed the whole movie, and I had like only a few scenes where I was okay. You know what I mean? So towards the end of the shoot, we shot some penultimate scenes, and I just couldn't stop crying. I just couldn't stop, and they're like, okay, let's just break for today. And I went home, and I was so sad the whole day. I couldn't get out of it, But thank God I've got a PS4, and I just jumped in there, and I was fine.
Wow. But why
Right
was it that you could relate it to something that had happened to you?
That particular one, well, I would. The scenario has never played out in for me before. I mean, my character lost his wife and he buried her, and she happened to be alive, and then he was brought back to him, and then he had to give her back because his love for her didn't find out that she was alive, so he had to give his wife to his best friend, who discovered that his wife wasn't dead. So there was a speech band where he's like saying, so that kind of thing hasn't happened to me before. But I just felt the guy's pain so much. Like, the lines were so deep. Like, he was saying, look, if my love for you couldn't discover that you were not dead, then I don't deserve you. You know what I mean? Like, the lines were just amazing.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And he's like saying, look, I lost you once already. I thought you were dead. I've lost you. I've mourned you. I've buried you. I've mourned you. You're gone. Now you're back to me, thank God. But then you're in love with my best friend who found out that you were alive and brought you out of the grave. Wow. So I'm not going to lose you twice. So just go, So just intense.
Wow. That sounds intense. And you're giving us some spoilers.
Yeah, it was.
Is it out?
It's out. It's out already. It's out already, and it's been showing on Mnet.
Oh, okay. Cool. So you're giving us spoilers.
Yeah, hi, Mary.
Spoilers.
It's online. I mean, the movie's out already. So.
So tell us one time that you cried, because let me tell you why. What we do here is like our online therapy session. So imagine me sitting here with my glasses and my white collar and a pen. And everybody's lying on a chair, a couch, so I'm like a shrink. So what we do is we practically with people so that they can do destiny, so that they don't think they're the only ones that this scenario is peculiar to. You know how people just say it's only me.
Absolutely. It's only me, yeah.
So tell us one time that something happened to you and you had to deal with it, and tell us how you worked through it so that someone goes can see.
I mean, for me it's I'm usually a very positive person, but my marriage did break me. My first marriage did break me a lot. And it was a dark time in my life towards the end of it. It's never something that you plan for, and it's not something that it's something people shy away from. And if my story can help anyone, then absolutely, I don't mind. But going through that, as a guy who had it all planned out, I had it all planned out in life. I was like, yes, this is it. This is all of it. I mean, so there are times when I'm in England, I'll just burst out crying, or I'm driving, I'll just burst out crying, and It's a really dark place because I didn't want to do anything, you know. I didn't want to see anyone. I was just like dealing with it myself. You know, only my close friends and family members really knew what I was going through. And I mean, I thank God for healing. I thank God for the grace. I mean, of course, I'm in a new relationship now, and she's amazing and very understanding. And her family is awesome as well. You know what I mean? So it gives you a sense of belonging that, okay, you know, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. And even myself and my ex, you know, I mean, it's not like, you know, she wants to put a knife through my neck, I want to put a knife through her neck. We're cool. You know what I mean? We're cool. You know, there's mutual respect. You know, she knows I'm in a new relationship, all those kind of things. Like, it's fine. So there's, you know, you look back and you're like, damn, that was tough, man. You know what I mean? So it was a really dark place for me because I mean, I added a lot of weight. I didn't want to work. I was just depressed. I couldn't focus on anything, of course, because this is my marriage, you know, it's my life, it's what I planned for. I came back to Nigeria, and for like 3 months, no one saw me. I was in a very dark place. I was just locked up in my hotel room. You know, beard was full. I didn't cut my hair, nothing. Eating very unhealthy stuff, you know. Thank God I'm not an alcoholic like that, or I don't smoke like that. So that wasn't ever a problem. I didn't have any issues with drugs or anything like that. But I was just depressed, and everything I did was just wake up in the morning. You know, I could just be staring at a man and talking to his wife. I'll start crying, or a woman walking on the street with her baby. I'll just start crying. You know what I mean? Or I'll just see something on TV and that's it. I'll just start crying. You know, it was a really hard time. It was a really, really hard time. I didn't want to. I mean, nobody even knew I was around. I was just, you know, my family didn't even know where I was. I was just in there, and I was just dealing with it by myself. And what really happened was, the moment you're talking about, you're asking about, was the birthday after I left, after my marriage was done. You know, and come back, and I had to do a wedding in Paris. And I'd flown to Paris to do the wedding, and it was such a beautiful wedding. It was my friend's wedding, and he was marrying his he'd been dating this girl for like almost 6, 7 years, and we all knew from like university and things like that. So it was such a beautiful wedding because their friends were like the husband and wife, all their friends were friends. So it was like a reunion from Unilag, you know what I mean? And I was the MC for the wedding, and I was standing on a stage after my marriage had just failed, and I'm supposed to be telling this new couple that your wedding is going to last forever, when I didn't even believe that. You know what I mean? I didn't believe anything I was saying on that podium. I didn't believe anything I was saying. Oh, love is a beautiful thing. Love is this. You know, I was dealing with so much inside, and even my friend doesn't even know. I told him later on, you know, and I was like, you know, his wedding was on the 25th of May. My birthday was 28th. His birthday was 26th. The groom's birthday. So that whole period was so much appreciation and love for the family. And after the wedding, I was so depressed because I felt so bad at my mind. Like, how can I be standing here lying to these guys, wishing them well, when I know that my head is not there? You know, I didn't believe anything I said in that wedding. Nothing. I was just like, dude, what the hell? Like, how am I supposed to imbibe these guys when I'm dealing with stuff in my own head? Like, I don't believe what I'm saying, you know? And I was so depressed. I went, you know, that weekend, you know, we came back because it was outside Paris, and we came back, and I spent the whole day at the Eiffel Tower just sitting there. It was my birthday, and I was just looking at life, and I was so sad. You know, I was drinking a beer, I was looking at everyone go by, and then I felt so sad. And then, you know, I started getting calls from people, hey, happy birthday, this and that and the other. And then I went on IG Live that day. I remember very well. People were calling me to wish me well. And I was so dark, man. I was like, you know, I just felt so unhappy with what I'd done. And I got a call from a friend, and she's like, oh, come to Zurich. We'll throw a party for you, this and that and the other. I'm like, sure, whatever. And, you know, I went to Zurich, you know, made some friends there. And, you know, that's where I met Jenny. And it's been great. So.
Shout out to Jenny.
It's been great, but I was it's difficult, I mean, no one ever wishes for, I mean, of course, and social media didn't help because people said so many terrible things to me that period, so many terrible things. I mean, I heard so much stuff like, oh, this and that. This is my fourth wedding. This is my fourth wedding. How have I been married 4 times? I've not been married 4 times. I've been married once. I've had other relationships and things like that, but I've only been married once. And things like, oh, I left Jessica with kids in England. No, I don't have any kids. So there's so many lies, and oh, I was cheating on Jessica. But where are the girls? Why haven't they said anything? Where are they? You know what I mean? Like, that's not even the case. That's not even the issue. Jess and I just decided to just split up, and it was not like, and they were looking for so many bad stories. They'll come up with so much stuff. You know what I mean? They'll come up with so many crazy things. They want to just wow you up so you can respond.
Mm.
And I think Jessica and her family handled everything properly. And, I commend her for it as well, because she also, I mean, she did make 1 or 2 mistakes on social media, but it's fine, We're still alive, and I focused all my energy on, my new relationship. And, she's doing well. I mean, it's not easy dealing with a broken man, dealing with everything else, with the nonsense that happens, I mean, even if I put her up, she should get some funny messages like, this, guys, this and that and the other. But truth is the truth, So that was a really dark place for me. I mean, the marriage really, I think in my life, there's one thing that's really happened that has been such a weight, you know what I mean? Such a weight, because I had my life all planned out. I wanted to get married young, start having kids young, I wanted to be a young dad and get it over with, but I guess God had other plans, and I'm grateful for everything I learned. I'm grateful for everything, that the lessons taught me. I believe that sometimes the mistakes you make, they kind of like put you on a pedestal for more blessings, and it's been great. I can't really fault anyone, to be honest, but being being that depressed it's not a place I ever want to get to again. It was such a dark time in my life. Nothing was making me happy. Nothing was making me happy. Like, I couldn't find joy anywhere, or from anyone, or from anything. It was just, and then of course you have to now save face on social media as well. Only your close friends know. you know, I have friends like Kunle Remy, back then when I was going through my stuff, he just came to my room and he's like, I don't want to know what happened. I don't want to hear anything. Let's just go and have a beer. So you need friends like that who just they don't want to talk about it. You just want to just move on from
Support
it.
system.
Support. And, I really commend him because he's one of those friends who never said, what happened? He's just like, I beg, let's cook Indomie, let's chill, I beg. Let's have a beer, let's chill, let's go out, and sometimes not talking about it helps, because you remember that back then when you were a kid now and somebody flogs you from school and you get to my, when your mama says, kilo shele, that's when you start to cry. When they ask you what happened, so not talking about it helps. But yeah, that May 2018 was really hard, because of course the wedding I did was such a beautiful wedding. The guy really tried. Like, the family there was so much friendship within the family. The bride had 5 or 6 sisters, I think, and then the groom had 3 or 4 brothers, and it was just like boys and girls and the reunion, and everybody was so happy. And there I was as the MC of the wedding, bleeding my heart out, lying to myself that yes, things like, oh, you're gonna have such beautiful kids and stuff, and I'm like, no, you don't believe that. You don't believe in love. You don't believe in marriages. So what are you doing?
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, but I told my friend later on. Of course, he's done 1 year now, and it was great because the next day was his birthday, and everybody was still so happy together, and couples, and it was terrible.
Wow. Everybody's been
Yeah,
saying
but I'm
that they
hearing.
love you and that you're a strong man.
I can't even read. I'm not wearing my glasses. I can't
Well,
even see it. But yeah,
okay,
thank you guys. I mean, like, this is the problem that I have, because social media just they don't know. Like all these trolls have no idea what you go through. This is what I can understand how people want to kill themselves because there's no joy from anywhere. You're being blamed for stuff. You're just people are coming at you who they don't even know your story. They don't know how a police guy stopped you in England because you're driving too slow, and then he pulls you over. This actually happens. He pulls you over, and he sees that you're crying, and he just sits with you, and you're just crying, and then he tails you all the way home because you're depressed. And I was driving too slow because I was crying, and he pulled me over. And he says, and I'm like, dude, man, and he tailed me home, all the way home, make sure I got home safely. And he went,
Wow.
they don't know these things, they just say stuff on social media, just blurt things out, just abuse you, call you names and things. And you have to deal with millions of people doing that. Stories, you know what I mean? You have to deal with stories. I mean, even my girlfriend, her grandmother found stuff on me online and came at her when she said she was dating me. And her grandmother was showing her stuff, like how the hell did her grandmother all the way in America find me on social media and start to tell her stories about me, like I'm already judged before I can even say, hey guys, I'm good, I'm a good guy,
Wow.
But this comes with the package. It comes with
The
being out
territory.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It comes with the territory. Yeah, but like I said, I'm cool. I've completely gone past that. I believe that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Mm.
I believe that everything happens for a reason. I really respect Jess and the family. Like I said, we're cordial. We don't talk every day. We don't chat every day. But then whenever she feels like she needs my help with something, she asks me, or her mom or whatever. I don't believe in burning bridges. You never know where anyone can, get help from. So what? The marriage didn't work, so must it be hate? And this is the problem. Social media are looking for blood and gore.
Mm.
They're looking for just to abuse me and abuse her. That becomes a grand story. So they talk about it at the salon.
Mm.
God forbid.
Mm. Mm.
You know what I mean? They want to do that. They're looking for insults and yapping and, just to come and say something. Which I hope I'll say something and we'll abuse each other, and it's never going to happen.
Wow. Wow. You're a strong
Never going to
man.
happen. Well, Bouquie, I don't know, man. I've seen too much. Like I've seen so much in the past from other people, and I'm like, no, I don't want to go down this way. And quite frankly, I'm not social media crazy. I do put my relationships online. I know I do that, and it's because I don't believe that my current woman should suffer because people have an opinion about me or the idea of putting stuff on social media. It's not everything you put, but come on, if it's a birthday, put it on a birthday. If you feel like posting on your story, put on your story. She deserves your love. She doesn't deserve to be treated any less because you are a public person and everyone expects you to be a secretive person. I mean, if I was a banker who worked in a bank, or I was a bus driver, God forbid, or whatever, nobody's going to care who I put on social media as my babe. So why should she suffer that? You know what I mean? Why should she suffer? Why should my current girlfriend not have the pleasure of waking up a random morning and seeing her on my Instagram with a nice note?
Mm.
All because I'm supposed to be a certain way or whatever. And besides, another reason I do is because a lot of scammers lie to people. So when they come and see my page, they're like, but I thought you said you are. Because scammers use my page a lot, use my face a lot. And they lie and say, oh, I'm divorced, please. Somebody used a picture. I shot a film with the baby. And in the picture, I put a picture of a baby. And they used that baby and sent it to the lady and said, my son is sick. That just left me with my son. My son is sick. So the lady now sent money to me.
Wow.
With the picture, So I that's why I put my relationship, because if they find me and they see that this guy or whoever they're talking to is lying, then you know what I mean. But that's not even the main reason. The reason is that I just have so much love to give, and if I want to express myself to my love interest on social media, then I would, because it's my page, and there's no law that says you cannot and you should not do that. It's just the society that says, oh, no, but come on. What if you have a girlfriend or a woman or a man who quantifies that, Those little things is what keeps them going. I haven't seen her in 6 months because of Corona. You know what I mean? It's been 6 months. But if waking up to a picture of her on my Instagram keeps her going, then so be it. I'm not gonna judge my emotions because someone else thinks that celebrities are supposed to have a secret relationship. No.
Wow. Well, thank you, Mofe. You're
You know what I'm
pouring
saying?
your
So
heart out, and this house is all about transparency, and I appreciate this. I appreciate it because I've seen a couple of people that I know personally here in America that have gone through what you're going through. But speaking out is a thing, like, oh my God, I can't do it.
yeah,
But what's in you now? What you're doing is giving them
absolutely.
strength to talk about it. To talk about it so that they
Absolutely.
can become stronger.
Absolutely. I think that I mean, come on, it's I mean, look at Megan. Megan got divorced and then she married a prince. I mean, she's the ultimate banner for hope and good things can come to you. Like, nobody preaches divorce. Nobody says, oh yes, I mean, even the church frowns on it. Agreed. It's not a good thing any way you look at it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard, especially if you've got kids. It's more difficult if you've got children. You know what I mean? But I'm sorry if I'd rather not pick a life of unhappiness than a life of society because that's what they want and that's how I stay and fight now. No, I mean, come on. I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not like. I mean, nobody should depend me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one who knows why I left. Do you know what I'm saying? So, if I wouldn't advise anyone to remain in an institution where they're unhappy. Besides, how can you not know that your partner is unhappy? How can you not know that your partner is bleeding? Like, how can you not know these things? How can you be so blinded? How can you be so selfish to not know that there's a problem here? You know what I mean? So society frowns on it and carries it as if divorce is a disease. No, I'm a very happy man. I'm extremely happy. Like, I've been through it. It's done. It's dusted. I'm such a bird now. I have a beautiful woman. And I'm praying that this is it. We all pray, and I know that she's working so hard for it. And I'm a great guy. I'm a great guy. If I wasn't a great guy, you would know. Jessica's family would have been talking, or Jess herself would have been talking. You get what I'm saying? Because a woman scorned is a woman scorned. You know what I mean? Women don't hide their distaste. They don't hide their hurt. They don't hide anything. So if I was a horrible person, it should be known. My family would say something. Jess would say something herself, but no one has ever said anything because they know. But it's not about me, it's about someone who's listening who has such a problem, I believe that thing is that people depend on others for their happiness. No, that's not what I believe. I believe that you owe it to yourself to be happy. Other people can instill happiness. Other people can aid your happiness. For instance, I'll give an example. Mr. A, right? And Mr. B. Mr. B causes me unhappiness, right? And I'm in my car now and Mr. A causes me happiness. I'm trying to figure out, I'm a bit bored, let me go somewhere. Would I naturally go to Mr. B?
Take to what? No, yeah.
You wouldn't. You would go to Mr. A. Because Mr. A causes you more happiness, or Auntie A causes you more happiness. So you owe it to yourself to be happy. You know what I mean? Like, happiness it's a decision that we must make. Like, you have and quite frankly, only I don't know how to put it, but if being I don't know how to put it, Bouquie, but you have to do things that make you happy without causing unhappiness for someone else, without being selfish. You know what I mean? Without being devilish. So of course I can't come and step on you now and say, oh, I'm happy stepping on you, ha 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 ha, but it's causing you pain. You know what I mean? So once your happiness is not causing anybody else discomfort, run with it. That's my stuff, you know. So once your happiness, you wake up in the morning, you are not backbiting, you're not causing pain for anyone. I wouldn't just take my car and block the gates now because it makes me happy. You know, I wouldn't just let my dog just bark constantly because it makes me happy. You know, you have to consider other people. And if your happiness is not causing pain for anyone, fine. And if your happiness causes pain for someone, at that point in time, I beg, just apologize. I'm so sorry. You know what? My bad. I'm sorry. I'm so no vex. I'm sorry. Carry your happiness somewhere else. You know
Wow.
what I mean? So that's how I operate, you know. And most times, you know, even my babe complains that sometimes I'm so positive, I'm so chill. I'm like, babe, because we don't have power over some things. The universe comes and hits you with some stuff, and you have no power
So,
over it. You have no power. Like I'm supposed to have traveled like since March, but I'm still here. And sometimes I'm like, this is annoying, but I have no power over it. I cannot tell the government open the airways. I can't tell Corona disappear. I can't do it. So while we're here, you know,
you make the best of it.
you make the best of it. You know, the sun will shine another day, and you make yourself happy. I'm naturally a very positive person. I'm naturally an optimist. I'm naturally like, I wake up in the morning, I'm like, God, I'm awake. Good. Okay, cool. This is it. This is great. So what can I do? You know, if I have to go to work, I go to work. If I have to come home, I come home. You know, I can't sit and then start to allow, you know, this is something I taught myself because that period, 2018, when I was, you know, going through my stuff, I was replying people on social media, I was blasting people, I was blocked. I'm like, Mofe, you have time, oh, you have energy. Like you have so much energy, like 260 something thousand people following you. And then one fake account who you do not even know insults you and you are carrying that on your head. I'm afraid, come on now. Come on.
Yeah. Wow.
Come on. Go and fry plantain and you'll be all right. So right now it doesn't phase me. You know, I have so many good people around me. I have so many fans sending me love every day. Oh, I watched your movie. Thank you so much. Oh, God bless you. Oh, this and that and the other. You know, oh, you know, people send love messages every day, just appreciating you for being who you are. And then there's one person that calls you something that you now go and reply. God wants to punish you now. I don't have time for that. You know what I mean? And besides, you know, I realized that nobody was there. Nobody, not one person on that social media, aside from my friends and family, but not one of those trolls were there when I was crying. So you have no right. You have no right to say nothing because you were not there. Think what you want to think. People's opinion are reflections of themselves. If you feel that I can do this in my marriage or this is the reason why, then that means you can do it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
A lot of people, on social media, like you said, they don't understand. And it's not like they don't. It's just that maybe it's jealousy, envy, or whatever. They're just quick to say something. I mean, Terry G was here yesterday. He poured his heart out about being a gospel artist before, and the church didn't help him, and he went to do, and somebody was still abusing him. And I'm like, wait, are you serious? You
You
know?
know, it's terrible. And my theory is that you see, people just they hate the fact that you're doing so good, or they hate the fact that you're so happy. You know what I mean? They hate the fact that you're so, you know, yeah, why this guy now? Why myself? Why always you? I beg, may go sit down, and then just have to hate on you for no abject reason. But then I realized something, you know, and this is what I carry all the time. Our Lord, our God, the embodiment of perfection of man on this earth, the one who came down in our teachings that we believe, in our Bible that we believe, he was crucified. So who am I, son of man, to not be having thrown? So like, I beg, move, collect the stone, let them stone you, Joe. I beg, you're a mere mortal. So I
Wow.
believe that no matter what you do on social media, like no matter what you do, no matter, right now the issue now is that, oh, my girlfriend is too young. We should not grow. Will she not grow? Is she a baby? Is she a 10-year-old? Is she not a full-blown woman because she looks young? Don't I look young? That's what I'm hearing now. Oh.
Wow.
That's the one I'm hearing at Bouquet. That she's so young. Will she not grow? When she get to 50 one day, will she still look like a child at 50? She will grow now, and I will grow, and everybody be alright. That's what I'm hearing now. This girl for look like a baby, shy. Will she not grow? Let her look young. It's good. So, if I go and marry somebody older now, they say, this guy, couldn't you find someone younger? Not these men, they like old women. The one that is young, they're saying that she's young. If I find an old woman, they say that it's old woman. Like, guys, just chill.
Give me a break.
Be happy for somebody.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
The one that busted my head, which I screen grabbed, the person said, can't you find your own people, Seth? What's all these white? God, that day I burnt my plantain because I had to take my dog had to pee, so I took him down to go and pee and came out, my plantain had burnt. So I was upset. I was like, you know. I was about to reply the person. I said, "Fair, calm down.
Your battles, yeah.
Calm down. This one. So that's how I'm like, no fair, chill. I beg, just calm down. I just delete the comment before I can even remember what I just delete the comment.
Yeah.
I have to remember, you know.
Yeah, engagement.
So
It's the law of engagement. You don't.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
it's just too much, man. Like no matter what you do, if you run into a building and save a baby, or save a pram, like the cot, a baby cot of twins, and you carry them outside and you're running through the fire and you jump out the window. Someone say, can't you wait for fire department? What are you feeling like? Are you an Avenger? They will not know that they won't know that you saved the child, you know? If you go anything you do, they say a woman is drowning, you pull out of the water, you give her CPR. Why are you touching her breast and kissing her anyhow? Don't you know that it's not? They will not know they're giving her CPR. And that's social media for you. Anything you do, somebody will have a problem with it, someone will complain, someone will say you're wrong. It's just too much. Like everything you do, you can never get maximum love because you're not jollof rice or plantain.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot get maximum love, and I understand this for a fact, so it's okay.
So how do you get to that? We have like 6 minutes more. How do you get to because what we do, like I said, is we practically equip people. So instead of saying 5 ways to succeed, 7 laws of whatever, you know, how do you get to that point? Do you speak to yourself? Do you have stuff you practice? How do you get to that mental point of balance that I'm choosing my battle. I'm not paying attention to these things.
I just hear the words of those who truly matter. You know, like my mom, you know, my girlfriend, you know, my close friends, you know, my director. I just remember the good words that people have told me. You know, I hear it every day. That like, Mofe, you are let me not use bad words, but you are the ish. Like there's no one harder than you. There's no one like you are it. You are it. And if you tell yourself that every day that you are it, nothing will faze you.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, you are it. You are indispensable. You are Mofe Duncan. So you are all right, bro. You're still here. You're still good. You're good. You're good, my man. You know, you're all right.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And if you decide that, like nothing would really faze you, you'll be such a bird. Like I'm such a bird, you know. You know, like it rains and rain beats me. Oh, thank God, this is like I'm such a positive person. Sometimes it's annoying to those around me. It's so annoying because I'm like, guys, I beg. It's all right. So it could be worse. It could be worse now. Is it worse? No, calm down. I beg.
Wow. In hindsight, what do you think you could have done differently in the first marriage?
That's a very good question. In hindsight, I think probably listen more to words not spoken, because Jess is not very expressive. She wasn't very expressive. She had a problem expressing herself, and her silence was also something. You know what I mean? Her silence was loud, but listen more, I think, would happen. And even right now, my girlfriend would say, did you listen to what I said? Baby, I heard you. Didn't you say this? And yeah, so right now I'm learning to listen more. I listen. I try to understand. I ask questions. I listen more. I don't believe I know it all. I don't believe that, my way or no way. No, I don't believe that. I believe that if I give 110% in a relationship, if I fall short, at least I'll get to 98,
Mm.
97, which is still an amazing mark. So the aim is always to give 110%.
Yeah.
And if I focus on loving the other person and the person focuses on loving me, then we're good. I
Absolutely.
can't, you know what I'm saying? So and here's the funny thing, because if loving the other person makes me happy, or that's the way I want to love myself by loving the other person. The other person loves herself by loving me, then we ain't gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
There's no, and the issue is that a lot of people compete to say, no, my way or no way, or this. No, listen, man, you're a man, you're already a man. Okay, so don't have to demand the apology. You don't have to say, no, listen, I'm a man. Blah, 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 blah.
Mm.
No,
Oh.
you have to learn. Yeah, even if you're right, you have to learn to say, babe, all right, you know what? I apologize. I'm sorry.
Mm.
And I know that day entirely, and I'm like, do you know that stuff you did? Like that stuff, you really could have. And once, no, but no vex, no vex, no vex, no vex, no vex. I'm sorry. I forgive me for bringing it up. I didn't mean it. Just let us rest, I beg. Because sometimes, it's not always about,
Who's
the aim is not to be right. The aim is to be understood. So if the person understands you,
wow.
then the aim is not to be right. I mean, I don't like to be right in an argument. I'm not trying to be right here. I'm just trying to be understood. So if you understand me, hey, I can understand you. Hey, we can say, oh yeah, no vex, it's cool, it's done. You know?
Wow. The aim is not to be right. The aim is to be understood. That's the best button for this interview. Mofe, thank you so much
Absolutely.
for coming to Bouqui'S place. What are you? We have
You're welcome.
30 seconds left. What are you working on? 29.
Right now, I'm doing well. I'm working with Halisa, and right after that, I'm gonna, try and see how I can do my classes virtually. With this new COVID system. So it's the new normal. Everything has to be like online now. So that's what I'm trying to rack my head out with my team and see how it's going to be possible.
Thank you so much, Mofe. You know I got love for you, man. You know we've been rocking since the 60s. Thank you so much. God bless you.